It is day 20 of the 30 days of dance training, you guys. Wow, it's 10 more days to go and then we are finished. So we are already 2/3 of the challenge in. You can give yourself a pat on the back or a pat on the shoulder or, you know, whatever you say in English. You can do that, exactly that. I myself too, of course. And today I am already sweating because I have challenged myself and with that you guys to something very different. I challenged myself to try and jump in my dance. I know that sounds very simple, jump, but of course dancing wise. And the thing is, in hip hop freestyle there is not a lot of information on jumps. That's not a thing. There's no base on jumps. There is some jumps when it comes to running man movements, right? So we have some jumps right there. But when it comes to like creating shapes in the air, that is not a very big thing. We have some dancers, some freestylers that actually do it, but it's really hard to pull off without looking corny, without missing the music, without looking too exaggerated, too energetic, you know, so it is not easy. And honestly, I have been really, how do you say that? I wasn't very sure if I should even do the challenge, because then I would have to teach about it. However, I really felt like we just needed more challenges that were very different and that like pushed our boundaries, so mine as well as yours. And with that, the jumping thing probably is one of those moments. So I'm going to do my best. I have a few things that I actually use where I jump in, so I can share that with you guys. And then on the other hand, I also have some things that are pretty difficult to implement into the dance, but I did it, so that means that you're gonna have to do it with me. You know, I know this is a hard challenge. You might be really tired, but guys, it's just 10 days left. Okay, just 10 days left, and if you've waited a few days and you're here later, well, then you're gonna have to really push through this one because, you know, you had your break. So let's go. I'm going to share with you 3 or 4 techniques on jumping. I'm not going to make a sequence out of them. I'm just going to give you the ideas and I'm going to just let it open for you to try and figure it out for yourself. I don't want to make sequences because I can imagine that it is difficult for some people's bodies, tiring, and a bit dangerous if you're not used to jumping in the air a lot. Okay, so we're just going to play around with the different jumps and options that we have. And then I'll leave it to you to find out how you can use that in your body in a way that is comfortable and works for you, okay? So with that said, the first one that we are going to do is a certain hop right here. So we're going to base our movement on this little sequence right here. And left and right and right and left. Ta, ta, ka, ah, tu, tu, ta, ta. That is where we are going to start this class. So I'm going to give you several different things and options we can do inside of this. And this is something that I used to use a lot in my dance, so it feels very comfortable for me. And I can definitely share something for you guys or with you guys. Let's go. Okay, this is the vibe for today. So let's first start with the basic one. We're switching out like that, right? One to the other. And after 3, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, tap, 1, 2, 3, we jump up. So we take some time on one of them. Easy. Let's go. So this, we can take around, right? That's not that difficult, right? So now I'm switching like that, but I'm stepping over this way. Okay, that's easy. Now we're gonna jump higher. What? Sorry. And we keep it on one leg. Use your arms, because then you can come up a little bit more. Otherwise, it's really difficult to keep that jump. Switch, Uh-huh. Yeah, this is gonna be a tiring one. Let's go. Nice. So we can also switch. Uh-huh. Okay, cool. So we're gonna continue, but now it's nice that the music stopped for a moment so that I can talk and catch my breath. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna play around with how we use these hops, because there's a lot of things that we can do with it. So I'm gonna give you a few options on how you can use the hops. So let's first go over everything without music. The first variation that I wanna share with you works like this. We're gonna tilt our head, we're gonna tilt our shoulder, and we're gonna tilt our hip. Just like in the hip class, when we brought it up, this is where it comes back, okay? So tilt the head, tilt the shoulder, and the hip. Head, shoulder, hip. Other side, head, shoulder, hip. Switch, and head, shoulder, hip. Last one, head, shoulder, hip. We're gonna put that into the jump. So we're gonna take our hop, tum, tum, ta, and boom, ba, ba, boom, boom, ba. Let's do it small first, so just mark it to show you what it looks like. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one side, right? So let's say I take my left leg, then I also move my head to the left side. Let me see, is that right? Shoulder, hip, yep, that is right. So head, ta, 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 shoulder. So with the shoulder, my right side comes up, while my left shoulder comes up. So it's opposite direction, boom. And then ta, 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 hip, ta, ta, ta. From there I switch, head, ta, 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 shoulder, ta, 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 hip, ta, ta, ta. Leg comes up, okay. Head, ta, 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 shoulder, ta. Sorry, that was my mistake. Shoulder, opposite direction. Shoulder, ta, ta, ta. So that the hip is at the same place as the kicking leg, right? The one that comes up, you want to move the hip there so that it has the room to move. That's why I'm so strict on which side you take, okay? Let's start again with the kick. We start here, and that is the head. 6, 7, 8. Head, ta, ta, ta. Shoulder, ta, ta, ta. Hip, ta, ta, ta. And other side, head, shoulder, hip. Keep going. Head, shoulder, everything on the left side. Hip, everything on the right side. Head, shoulder, and hip. Okay, now let's try to do it with the actual jump. Okay, so let's see. We're first going to get the jump in. So the tempo is head, shoulder, hip. So it's on the jump where we move the parts. Head, shoulder, hip. Here we go. Head, shoulder, hip. Switch. Head, shoulder, hip. Switch. Head, shoulder. Oh, wrong side. Hip. Head, shoulder, hip. Head, shoulder, hip. Bend the head. Ta, ta, ta. Shoulder. Ta, ta, ta. Hip. Ta, ta. Head, shoulder, hip. Last one. Head, shoulder, hip. Nice. So that is the first one. Of course, there's a lot of different ways you can go about it, but it's about learning to separate the body parts while you jump so that we have more to speak with. It's not easy, and I know that, but it's a lot of fun and it's very different from what you're used to probably, okay? The next one that I want to share with you is going to be crossing. So right there. So I just, instead of bringing it out, I bring it back to my knee, right there. That's all. That's just it. Ta, 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 and okay. Okay, nice. Third option. The third option is about, I'm going to give you two options on the fast one. This was the fast one, now two options on the slow one. There is, of course, a lot more that we can do. We can also jump up with just the knees and go straight, knee, straight, straight, knee, knee, for instance, right? So you can just vary it with that a lot more and learn to, for instance, switch between straight, knee, hook, straight, knee, hook, straight, knee, hook, straight, knee, hook, right? So that could be an option on variation on how you could jump, okay? For now, let's go to the slower one. Did we do that already together? No, oh, my mistake, I'm sorry. That's not the one. This one, right? The slower one. So for this one, I have another, we can also, of course, straight, knee, hook, straighten, knee, hook, straighten, and knee, and hook. We can do that, right? Same as the faster paced one. And we also have an option for the head, but this one is a very old school move of mine that I used to use, but I don't use it that much anymore. Not at all, actually. And how it works is we're gonna, again, divide the head, the shoulders, and the hips, isolate them, but now we're gonna move them to the side. It's just really fun to do. Yeah, just to have some fun together. This is how it works. We bring the head, oh sorry, not on top of that. We just bring the head to the side. From there, the shoulders come to the side, and from there, the hip and the whole body moves with it, okay? Head, shoulders, hips, back, head, shoulders, hips, back, head, shoulders, hips, and head, shoulder, hip, and head, shoulder, hip. Last one, and head, shoulder, hip. Now in the jump, here we go. So this has been a long time for me too, so I'm practicing with you guys, okay? Let's see. We're here. So for this one, you want to try to keep your legs straight. That gets the control. But if you have a hard time, bend it for now. What I'm going to do is, no, that feels weird, sorry. You can just jump softly first, not make a big jump, so that we can practice it. Okay, head, shoulder, hip, head, shoulder, hip, head, shoulder, hip, head, shoulder, hip. That's how it works. The best way to do it is to change when you're in the air. That's when it looks at its best. So when I'm in the air, like when I'm up and then I change, it looks best. So don't try not to change on the floor. Already I did that a little bit as well, and I tried to change it. What you want to do is you want to come up and then move, right? Let me see. Ta 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 and ta and ta and ta and ta and ta zoom zoom boom. Okay. Woo. Oh my God. Okay. So those are some options. There is one more. It's not easy though, but you know, it's beautiful. So let's try to do it together. This is how it works. We're gonna jump. It's an advanced one, trust me. And if you can't have it, I don't mind. It's okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna jump and we're gonna rotate our leg. Just to be sure, let me check if this is the right one, and if it's not, another one. Or is it? Yeah, it is that one. It is that one. Okay, so I thought it was maybe another technique, but it is this one. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna rotate around something. For people who do soccer, that's kind of the feel, is that loose leg, is if I swing around something and I want to rotate around it, right? Other leg. My other leg, it's not so easy for that one. And I can imagine that for some people this makes no sense at all. You don't control it, so you don't force a rotation, because then you can't go that fast. And actually you don't want to, you want to let it like loose, so that when you jump and you rotate it, you're not trying to control it, because there's just too much happening. And if it's loose, just free, it's easier to let it, to let the rotation happen, as opposed to trying to control it, because trust me, that's really hard. So what's gonna happen, we're gonna rotate. So what I do is I rotate in. That's where it starts. It comes forward and I start in. That's the easiest for me. So I don't go out. If you start outside, so outside instead of inside, meaning towards your knee, outside is going to be really hard to control it. But inside is just one swing and then it comes back from there by itself. So you want to scoop inside. Scoop, 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 scoop. Okay? And we're going to do that in the jump. So that looks like this. Okay. You can also do it on the faster one, which is a lot, but you know, sometimes you gotta have those classes where it's just like, what the heck is happening? And one of those, this is one of those, and it's for me too, so don't worry about it. Here we go, let's see. So we first take the tempo. Bring the leg up just a little bit more. Feel that air. Because that is where the rotation is gonna happen. Ooh, that was hard. Whew. Difficult for me too, but really fun, really interesting, and you can do a lot with that, right? There's just a lot of movement and jumps that you can create from that point on. Whew. So that is some things that we can do with the first technique with the hop, okay? Let's move to the second technique. So the second technique is called the upswing. I named it that myself, so it's not a real name, it's not a real hip hop foundational technique. It's something that I just really like to use in the past and used a lot. It is a lot easier, I think, and there's not much changes, not much difficult like variations in like what we do with the upper body, but it helps to give a good contrast or a good, I guess, slower paced movement where we can stay in a little longer. So what it looks like is very simple. It's just a swing forward and back, like this. See that? Like that. So that's how it feels. And now if I freestyle with it, let's first start with the 3 angles. Other side. Nice. Good. So a little bass right there. Now let's play around with what we can do. So let's go knees and then feet. So that means knee, knee, feet, feet. Boom, 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 boom. Uh-huh. Oops. Or knee, feet, feet, knee, knee, feet, feet. Let me explain that. Let me see. You alternate them. Knee, leg, leg, knee. Knee, leg, leg, knee. Switch, knee, leg, leg, knee. Switch, knee, leg, leg, knee. Okay, let's try this to music. Okay, so here we go. Let's first do it without the jump. Okay, so the tempo is knee, leg, leg, knee, 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 knee, leg, leg, knee. Boom, ah, ah, hey, boom, ah, ah, hey, boom, ah, ah, hey, boom, ah, ah, hey. Woo! You see, so I used to actually use that within my groove to create a completely different groove to it, to have a certain up movement, you see? That's kind of where it came from and why I use it. And though it feels really tiring when you get into the right like angles, so for instance, you see me lean a little bit to the side, right? I push my hip in. It becomes a lot easier and you just need to be warm for it. That too. So let's see, do we have another option inside of this? Yes, we do. We have our taps. So our taps inside of this. Taps is being used in krump a lot, as well as in light feet. For me, it's actually just a concept that I've been using to create more ideas for my traces, right? Something like that, and I implemented that into this as well. So, hope you're stretched, because here we go. Let's start simple. We're gonna go knee, leg, knee, leg. So what you notice is that I try not to leave the floor to keep control. So I jump up, but I try to stay very close to the floor to keep my control, keep my momentum going, because otherwise, if I jump too much, it can be hard to control my timing, my tempo, my rhythm, and I get lost. So I'm gonna show you a few touches and play around with it with you guys, okay? Here we go. Again, for me, this is crazy too right now. I haven't done this for a long time. So, let's see, let's first get our movement going just a little bit to get into it. Oh yeah, I already know. Let's first stay here. I wanna show you this one, because I like it. So, this is another variation where we go side to side instead of in a cross. We can switch. Uh-huh, woo! To me, this feels really good. I love this energy. Switch, switch, switch. Uh-huh. So I switch and I'm in. See? It's easier. Straight. Can we switch straight? No, that's hard. Switch straight is not easy. So now we're gonna put our knees into this. Watch this. Super cool. Or sorry, our taps into this. Works like this. So tap, 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 tap. Guess what you can do? We can switch. So just bring them to it. Switch. 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 It actually doesn't even matter how we switch. Stay there. One arm, sorry. Boom. Uh-huh. So with that, you can just play around with the different options that we have, and eventually you hear what I'm saying? They come together. Now, for the next technique, we're gonna slow it down. We're gonna work on jumping and turning just a little bit. Whew. Yeah, this is a workout. So for the next one, jumping and turning, I just wanna share one technique because I feel like this whole hop-in section and the swing leg that we were doing is already more than enough to play around with, and there is, I believe, something else coming after this also. So, you know, let's just, yeah, there's something else coming after this. So let's not make it too big. I'm gonna give you 2 turns that I'm using. Of course, you can turn straight, right? So I actually really like using bigger turns without trying to look contemporary or ballet. It's just, I just like the feeling of an airy, opened, big turn, you know? And if you don't know how to turn like that, if you don't know how to make spins, you can practice that by working on quarters of turns and half turns, 180s. Then, let me see, after 180 comes, I believe, 270. Yes, 270. And then after 270 comes 360. Yes, this time I had it. So, what am I saying, Kev? Quarter of a turn. Quarter of a turn. Quarter of a turn. I know for some people it's like, what are you doing? But I can imagine there's people who can't do it, who can't turn like that. They're not used to it. So then this helps them to become aware of how to practice it. So after I did quarters and I'm good, I'm gonna go for halves, right? So what you wanna do is you wanna wrap just a little bit and open up, okay? So I wrap by bringing my arms together to this side. This is my little tricking side, my martial arts tricking side speaking right now. You wrap to the side, bring your legs together, boom, and come out like that. And you feel that I'm already over twisting. I want to do more. But for now, focus on your halves, okay? When you do that, when you focus on your halves, don't jump, and don't turn before you jump, like that, okay? Turn in the air, okay? So you come up and then you start your turn. I already did the full one by accident. After you did your halves, you come to 3/4, which is that way for me right now, right? Boom. And then again, 3/4 is to that way. Boom, was a little bit overturned. 3/4 to that way and to that way. Okay, after that, if you were able to do 3, now just go to 3 and continue moving a bit forward. Like, keep your torque, keep your wrap, okay? Keep it tight. Boom, woohoo! There we go, simple as that. And then from there, if you want to continue to do 2, 2.5, and so on, that is how it works. You just want to try to go a quarter over, and you use your wrap, your momentum to continue to spin and really push off of your knees to make that turn. Nice. Okay, little random extra information, not what I wanted to focus on right now. What I want to focus on is another type of turn that we can do together, which is about turning with the legs, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump, but we're gonna use this leg to kick back, okay? Kick back, kick back. And with that kick back, see that? I create this turn, boom, like that. Boom. See? So it creates a certain rounded feel to it, you could say, you know? Like that. From there, now actually, B-boys use this a lot, so I don't have the best top rock, and my leg actually hurts a little bit, so I need to chill down. I'm here. If I want to rotate, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump to this side, rotate that leg up from here, and I'm gonna think of making a rotation to the other side. This. Yeah, so touch your hands for now, because that's gonna help you. It's gonna be one turn after this. but now you get used to what is happening. See? Touch, 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 touch. And what you want to do is to build more momentum. You want to really raise this leg up. It's going to take your body off of the ground. See? And you get that nice little turn right here that we can use in our dance in whatever way possible. So that is how that turn works. Boom, like that, okay? The other one, the second half is pretty interesting, and this is more martial arts-ish, but I changed it up to find a way to use it in my dance. And it works like this. It's the same thing that we did back, but now we are doing it front, okay? So we're now gonna kick to the front and use that momentum to move sideways. How we're gonna do that is we're gonna kick in. So if I kick with my left leg, I wanna kick to the right side, kick in, okay? Like that. And you can see it, the other leg comes out. So without jumping, I kick, switch, and it comes out. Boom, boom, right there. Boom, boom, right there, okay? Boom, boom, right there. So if we put that together and we kick, you get a little martial arts movement. Now this probably doesn't look that interesting. However, if I make sure that I kick more to my side, I can really create a small, more rotative momentum as opposed to like a long jump from one way to the other. So if I kick it in here, you see that? You get that little momentum going right there. So if I kick really, you could say to my ear and then bring the other one over, you get that. And then from there, if I would want to, I can kick in, come over, kick back, come forward without falling. See? So I can take this one and this one and put them together if I want to. Boom, boom. See? Feels like we're doing tricking right now instead of dancing. However, you know, you can use it in your dance to make a bigger rotation as opposed to jumping up, up, up the whole time. So that is the rotative techniques. Okay guys, so for the last section, don't worry, you have probably been jumping for way too long already and way too much. So chill. I just want to show you how it works, what the idea of it is and what it can do for you. And then in your own time, in your own tempo, you can work on it. So I'm not going to ask you to jump around 50 times with me to practice it. I just want to show you. So the last section is about building poses in the air. We now worked on our hops, right? On our swing leg, we worked on, let me see, our jumps and rotations, right? How we rotate around when we jump. And now the last section is playing around with poses in the air. Now, this is a little stronger, a little more, how do you say that, static, right? There's a big stop there, so it is not something you will do the whole time, but it really can help with creating a bit more rhythm, boom, start, in your movement, right? So it is very open and very free. I just want to shoot a few ideas at you on what I would do to stop. So I focus a lot on not only the legs, but also my arms. I focus on the positioning of the legs and the arms together as I jump, and that creates my, you could say, pictures in the air. Now, definitely we're not gonna go for this picture right here. That is not gonna happen. Yes, you can do it if you want to. Of course, this is your class. You can do whatever you want. But for now, let's play around with some interesting ideas. So let's first go for a tap. So for instance, we can take that one right there, right? So I just tap the back of my leg like that. Boom. Like that real quickly, right? I like it because it's very strong. It has a lot of boom energy to it. So I can really show something in the music, for instance. So that is a moment where I can even grab it and hold it without falling. Let me do that higher, just a second. That was dangerous. Bang, see? Now, of course, don't do that. You saw what just happened. Don't do it if you can't jump high enough. I was able to save myself because I'm kind of used to it a little bit, you know, from tricking. So be careful right there. So that is an option, right? Another way could be to create, for instance, a hook. So this is a very basic one. Let me see which side I should do it. Okay, I'll do it this side, like a 4. So I jump in, same as we did before, but now I try to bring this leg forward. Some of y'all probably already know this. It's very basic. Right there, see? So I just jump up, hook in, and bring the other leg straight, right? So we get that movement right there. So if we would put that together, you would get a jump right on the side, boom, boom, and on the front, for instance, right? Whew, that's a lot. Side, front, nice. And of course, there's more ways you can do it. Another hook would be, and this one is really interesting to me, is to grab it and bring it to the side. So I come up and bring it to the side. What do? Let me sit down. I jump. This leg comes up, hooks, and then you take your hip and you rotate it. Rotate your hip to the side like that. Boom. Boom. Here. In the air. So you jump and you hook. Make a small rotation, right? The higher you go, the more apparent the hook. And if I want, I can also place a tap on that heel or on that foot on the side. Right there, see? So that could also be a pose. And of course, it's endless, you know. Where I also take a lot of inspiration from for my poses and my jumps is jazz. So when I look at jazz and I look at how either tap dancers jump or in certain jazz styles, I forgot the name of it, which is really sad. Might have to look that up. I believe it's fusion, jazz fusion, or UK jazz fusion. Let me look that up. They also use a lot of jumps in the air, and I really like that because, as I said in the previous class, that's where we come from jazz. So I just like the idea of having like my hip hop bounces and then using certain hops, jumps, but then implementing, see, like real jumps into it that I just take as inspiration from jazz where we all started. So it kind of connects in a way, which is really dope. Okay, so I'm not gonna make it too difficult for you guys. I'm just talking about creating shapes, right? So what I really like to do is I like to implement arms and legs together to create a shape. So for instance, now I turned this, I brought this leg here, and I kicked this leg in. It's very simple, it's nothing difficult, but just if you dance, see that? It just creates a lot of flair, right? So the arms do a lot in your movement, and be aware of that. Just for the last, I could say for the last exercise, it's about building poses, but using your arms inside of the poses, creating shapes. Coming back to, for instance, the bang, place and bang class, where you can take points, fists, you know, open hands, but then jump with it. You don't have to think of swings and those kind of things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that could help you with some inspiration. Opening your hands, pointing, keeping straight, sharp hands, and so on. Okay, so I'm not gonna let you jump too much for now, because I know this is a lot, I know. I just hope I was able to inspire you. I inspired myself, and this is something I'm really gonna search inside of a lot myself. So this is definitely something I wanna grow in as well, and see what else is possible for hip hop freestyle or for freestyle in general, and jumps, you know, combined together. For now, the challenge, I don't wanna set you up too much. I don't want you to practice this over and over. What I want you to do is just have fun. Play soft music, play hard music, play whatever you want, and just play around with your jumps, the different options that I gave. Just have fun, enjoy it. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to try and train something as if you need to have it in the body. As you can see, I am here also practicing with you guys, searching for new ways. This is now also a 30 Days of Dance challenge for me. We are at day 20. You got 9 videos left after this one. So we're almost there, you guys. Keep it going. You got this. And thank you so much for being here. See you guys soon.